Hello to all turtle owners and reptile enthusiasts out there. Today we're going to talk about an important yet often overlooked topic. Your turtle actually has emotions. It can feel happy or unhappy, and improving its living environment can make it much more joyful. Many people might think, aren't turtles just slow-moving, cold-blooded animals? As long as they can eat and crawl, that's enough. How could they have feelings like happiness? I used to think the same way. But a recent study published in Animal Cognition completely changed my perspective. This research focused specifically on red-footed tortoises and provided scientific evidence for the first time that reptiles also have long-term mood states, such as optimism or pessimism, and their emotions are influenced by their environment. Today, let's start with this study and talk about how to make your turtle happier by improving its habitat. First, we need to clarify a key question. Do turtles really have emotions? As the study mentions, scientists have long confirmed that mammals, like cats and dogs and birds, have free-floating emotions. Not just immediate reactions like eating when hungry or hiding from danger, but long-lasting moods. For example, feeling relaxed for a period of time or stressed consistently. However, there has been no conclusive evidence that reptiles have such emotional states until this study with red-footed tortoises. The researchers used two methods to measure the turtle's emotions. The first is called a cognitive bias task, which simply put, observes how turtles judge ambiguous situations. They first trained 15 red-footed tortoises. In a test area, there were 5 positions for food bowls. One was a positive location. If the turtle went there, it would get its favorite arugula as a reward. Another was a negative location. No reward for going there. After training the turtles to distinguish clearly, running quickly to the positive location and slowly to the negative location, the formal test began. During the test, the researchers added 3 ambiguous locations between the positive and negative positions, near the negative, middle, and near the positive. The results showed that the turtles reacted very differently to these ambiguous locations. Some turtles ran over quickly, as if thinking, there might be a reward. This is an optimistic performance. Others dragged their feet, as if thinking, nothing good will happen. This is a pessimistic performance. This shows that, like humans, turtles have long-term emotional tendencies and are not just reaction machines living in the moment. The second method was anxiety tests, which measured the turtles' short-term emotional responses and then correlated them with their long-term moods. For example, the novel object test. Place the turtle in a familiar environment with an unfamiliar bead coaster and record how long it took to approach the object and how far it extended its head out of its shell. There was also the novel environment test. Place the turtle in an unfamiliar environment with altered wall and floor textures and record how long it took to move and how far it extended its head. The study found that turtles that were optimistic in the cognitive bias task were also more relaxed in the anxiety tests. They approached new objects faster and extended their heads longer in new environments. In contrast, pessimistic turtles hesitated for a long time and kept their heads retracted in their shells, showing more signs of anxiety. What's more interesting is that the length of head extension is actually a reliable emotional indicator. The longer the head is extended, the more confident and relaxed the turtle is, similar to how humans stretch their bodies when happy. At this point, you might be asking, so, what if turtles have emotions? How does that relate to their living environment? That's the key point. While the study didn't directly measure the impact of different environments on turtles' emotions, it provided a crucial clue. Since turtles can experience moods like optimism and pessimism, their living environment must affect their emotions. In the past, when we kept turtles, we might have just used a small glass tank with some stones and water, thinking, as long as it survives, it's fine. But now, think about it. Can a turtle be happy in such a small, monotonous environment? In fact, Relevant studies have long shown that reptiles actively seek more comfortable environments. For example, previous research has found that turtles prefer complex, sheltered environments and will put in extra effort to eat their favorite foods. Another study found that providing snakes with enriched environments, such as different climbing structures and hiding spots, makes them more active and less stressed. Combined with this emotional study, we can understand a monotonous, cramped environment may keep turtles in a long-term state of pessimism and anxiety, while an enriched, suitable environment can help them stay optimistic and happier. So, how specifically should we improve a turtle's living environment? Let's break it down into several aspects. Whether you have a land tortoise, aquatic turtle, or semi-aquatic turtle, you can refer to these tips. First, provide enough space. Many people keep turtles in glass tanks that are too small. Turtles can barely turn around or wander. In the study, the researchers used a 97 by 93 centimeters area for small-sized red-footed tortoises and a 150 times 170 centimeters area for larger ones, much bigger than the common glass tanks we use at home. When keeping turtles at home, we must ensure they have enough space to move freely. For example, the activity area for a land tortoise should be at least 5 times the length of its carapace and 3 times the width. This way the turtle has enough space to explore without feeling cramped. Second, make the environment complex. A monotonous environment can bore turtles, leading to low mood over time. For land tortoises, you can add shelters such as small hiding holes made of bark or tiles, so the turtle can hide when it wants to, feeling safe. You can also use different substrates, such as half bark and half coconut core, allowing the turtle to choose its preferred place to stay. For aquatic turtles, in addition to the water area, there must be a large enough basking platform for them to dry off. You can also add aquatic plants and stones in the water to simulate a natural environment, giving the turtle places to explore and rest. The study mentioned that providing reptiles with environments that offer cognitive challenges, such as letting them search for food or explore new areas, can enhance their positive emotions, just like how humans feel happy when doing things they enjoy. Third, ensure suitable temperature and lighting. Turtles are ectothermic animals, so temperature directly affects their activity, eating, and even emotions. In the study, the red-footed tortoises were kept in a humidified room maintained at around 28 degrees Celsius with a 12-hour light-dark cycle from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. This is because a suitable temperature keeps turtles active, and light helps them synthesize vitamin D to promote calcium absorption. When keeping turtles at home, it's essential to set up a temperature gradient. For example, in a land tortoise's environment, one side should have a heat lamp to maintain a temperature of 30 degrees Celsius, warm zone. The other side should be cooler, 28 degrees Celsius, allowing the turtle to regulate its body temperature independently. Lighting is also crucial. Turtles need at least 10 to 12 hours of UVB light every day. You can use a special UVB lamp or let the turtle sunbathe appropriately when the weather is good. Be careful not to expose it to direct sunlight for too long. If the temperature is too low or the lighting is insufficient, turtles will become inactive and lose their appetite, and they will definitely be unhappy in the long run. Fourth, offer a varied diet. Don't be monotonous. In the study, the researchers used arugula to train the turtles, but turtles' diets also need to be diverse. For example, land tortoises can eat not only vegetables, but also moderate amounts of fruits and forage. Aquatic turtles can have turtle food supplemented with fresh fish, shrimp, and snails. You can also occasionally place food in different parts of the environment, letting the turtle find it on its own to add foraging fun. Just like how humans enjoy cooking or searching for delicious food, the process of finding food can make turtles more active and happy. Previous studies have shown that reptiles will put in extra effort for their favorite foods, indicating that they can also experience the joy of eating something good. So don't always feed the same food. Occasionally change the taste, and your turtle will be happier. Finally, minimize disturbances and give the turtle a sense of security. The anxiety tests in the study found that turtles have stress responses to new objects and environments, showing that they are sensitive to unfamiliar things. When keeping turtles at home, don't always pick them up or tease them, especially when they first arrive at a new home or are resting in their hiding spots. Frequent disturbances can make them nervous and anxious. You can add multiple hiding spots in the environment so the turtle can hide when it wants to. Feeling safe. When observing the turtle, try to be quiet. Don't tap the glass suddenly or speak loudly, giving it a peaceful environment. You might say, "My turtle usually looks calm. Do I really need to change its environment?" Calmness doesn't equal happiness, just like how humans can be quiet but mentally stressed. This study tells us that turtles can experience long-term emotions. A monotonous, unsuitable environment can keep them in a state of pessimism and anxiety. They just don't express it through barking or actions like cats and dogs, so it's easy for us to overlook. Improving the environment is not unnecessary. It's truly considering the turtle's emotions, allowing it to not only survive in our homes but also live happily. Raising a pet is never just about keeping it alive, it's about raising it well. Whether it's a cat, dog, or a reptile like a turtle, they all have their own emotional needs. This study breaks the prejudice that reptiles have no emotions and reminds us, as owners, we should think from the turtle's perspective, providing it with a suitable, enriched environment so it can explore, rest, and enjoy life just like in nature. I hope today's sharing has given you a new understanding of keeping turtles, and I hope you will take action to improve your turtle's living environment. If you have already renovated your turtle's habitat or have other turtle raising tips, welcome to share them in the comments. Let's learn together and make more turtles live happily. That's all for today's sharing. Thank you for listening.